Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever applies to you. This is 35 millimeter to life. I'm your host, DJ, my amazing, apparently soaked co-host, Mike.
I soiled myself.
What language is that?
Alien.
Welcome back. We appreciate you guys returning again. We had an amazing episode last week talking about the Sweet 16 Prime lenses.
Yeah.
And today is the much anticipated, and I'm sure this one's going to be a bloodbath, Zoom lens Sweet 16.
It will be a bloodbath, especially when we get to the semifinals and the.
Oh, man.
And we'll get to the final boss battle between the 35 millimeter
and the winner of the Zoom.
and the winner of the Zooms.
It's going to be epic.
Nice, Jinx.
Yep.
Speaking
Well, I
of
have to talk,
aliens,
though.
yeah. Speaking of aliens, how
They're
do you
real.
think? What do aliens look like? Do you think they look like us?
No.
Did we ever talk about this?
No.
Okay.
But no. They don't
Are
look
they?
like
Are
us.
they the? Are they the? I got a big brain, or like the green ones,
It's
blue ones.
it's hard
What
to tell.
skin tone are they?
But the thing is, like, for me, like, depending on which planet they would come from, what's the gravity? Think about the Earth. A blobfish, right?
Yeah.
Ugly fish. Lives way down in the ocean where nobody else can live. If you bring it up, just like jellyfish, if you put them up on the shore where there's no compression to keep them alive and together, they just like that.
Yeah.
Maybe the same thing. They could step out of the ship and be like, Earth, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, exactly. But in my mind, like, I've always been a big fan of the movie Signs.
Yeah.
Maybe not afraid of water because that's ridiculous. This is a Pokemon, okay? They're not like a fire
love
type.
Pokemon.
Oh, I do too. But they're not weak to water. Come on.
Right.
They have to have water on their
Right.
planet. Well, that's not true. Aliens could, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Aliens could drink dirt. I don't know. But I do know that when aliens roll by Earth, they lock their doors. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I'm hoping by the time this episode releases that the 49ers are in the Super Bowl. Sorry. Hey, represent Christian McCaffrey. He's going off. Anybody that plays fantasy? Anybody that watches football? I'm a fan.
Go Cowboys.
We play. Okay, so this episode's releasing after they play each other because we play each other next week.
Right.
October 8th.
Yes.
This is going to be released way later, but.
I'd-
You suck, Cowboys
I
fan.
want the Cowboys to win, but I also want your team to go. So
Cowgirls. Why do you want our team to go? Is there a reason?
because it's your team.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Do I want your team to go? No.
Yeah. Well, it's America's team. Get over it.
That's very true.
But you guys have 6 rings, so we need another one. We need to catch up. And the Steelers have 7, which is horseshit.
The Steelers suck, though.
They do.
My friends listening to this, yeah, they suck.
They do. They always suck.
Always.
They only
They
had
like
one.
Big
They only
Ben,
had.
though. And I also like
I mean, they have a
Troy
couple of
Polamalu.
players. Oh, how could you not do Troy? As
You
a shit?
cannot not.
I
like
met
Troy
him.
Polamalu.
He's a really nice guy.
You know, he went to a high school. High school. What was it? A high school? Middle school? Some school in Winston, Oregon. We saw a picture of him there.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
But like for college or what?
No, like middle school or elementary school or high school. I don't remember what school it was, but we were on a mission trip in Winston, Oregon, and we saw his picture. I think.
He's only like an.
Imagine if it
taller
wasn't him. I'm just like, oh, that's not him.
than me. Oh, bro, you think we all look alike?
Yeah.
It's okay for you to say it, but not for me.
And then
I'm gonna make a shirt that says that it's okay for you to say it, not for me.
that's good. You know what my least favorite phrase right now is
Cringe.
no.
Riz.
No. Now I can't think of it since you put those in my brain. What do I say at work all the time?
Cap.
Oh, it kind of is cap. It is what it is. Like everybody says that. It is what I hate it. You know why? Because there's no resolution to it.
Right.
Like if you have a resolution, say it is what it is, but then give me the resolution. But
I
if you
agree.
just say it is what it is and you have no solution for it, stop it.
No, I agree.
Please.
Check it out. It is what it is not a new phrase. Y'all didn't coin it this last
No.
generation. Okay, let me show you what it is used to be when we were kids. Ready?
That's true.
If for those of you that listen to the audio podcast, I just shrugged. That's if like shrug and then subtitles. It's the same thing. I don't have to say anything. Same with
No.
Riz. Just say charisma, dude. It's not difficult.
No.
And cringe, like the term cringe, like it makes me cringe or that makes me cringe. But just saying cringe is just lazy. Sorry.
We're boomers, bro.
I was born in '88. I'm a millennial. A boomennial or something. I think it's
Boomenials?
like because I was born towards the end. I definitely don't like identify with
As a millennial?
Yes.
I
I'm a
identify-
90s kid, dude. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I identify as a millennial. I'm on the cusp of. What is the one after millennial?
Is that Gen Z?
Is it Gen Z?
Crap.
What's after millennial?
Generation names. I'm Googling it.
I think it is Gen Z. And then
So
there's
there's
Gen Alpha.
Millennial. So there's Gen Z. Oh, of course, these aren't in order. Hold on. In order.
Love me some Google.
Okay. The greatest generation. Okay. Born 1901 to 1927.
Wow.
The silent generation, 28 to 45. That was before women's rights.
Woo, canceled.
I'm just kidding. The baby boomer generations, 46 to 64. Generation X, 65 to 80. Generation X has officially apologized to our generation and the Gen Z generation for fucking up the planet. That's not me saying it. That's their generation. Presidents and everything have literally
Y'all
said
done did it.
Millennials, 81 to 96. Now, that was 8 years after I was born.
Mm-hmm.
But in the first 8 years of my life, I just cared about not being picked on.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care about anything
Not being
else.
bullied.
But once I got a little bit older, then I was like, okay, then I had my own ideas. So that's why I don't really identify as a millennial. But I also can't be a Gen X, it's too far back. But Gen Z started in 1996, 2012. And then Gen Alpha is 13 to 25.
Okay, so I'm a millennial.
So,
Yes.
yeah, boomers. So and that's another thing too, like, okay, boomer, like that whole thing or whatever.
Yeah.
If you were a boomer right now, you're up there in the 50 to 60 age range, right around there, and you should not give a shit about what any kid says to you. You have lived a life. You're still alive. Congratulations, bro. Whatever level of life you're living, you've made it. Congratulations. Do not let Charlie D'Amelio.
Right.
How
did you pull that name out of your ass?
Because she made a video. Well, she didn't make a video, but there was a commercial about I think it was like a food of some kind of whatever.
Random names.
And they were like,
mouth ever.
Well, I know, but I think
Charlie
so two things. One,
well, she
it's because
also
of the video
is like not around anymore. I don't hear anything about her.
Well, it's just apparently she's been kind of forced off. I don't follow her specifically. Like I do follow her on her social media, but that's just because like, what if one day she notices one of my pictures and she has millions of followers, whatever. But I think it's really cool that so she became kind of famous at like 14, I think, or whatever. But she didn't just like let it go to her head. Her parents helped.
She flourished with the business.
She did, and she made a career out of it. And I have huge respect for that.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing I was telling Bryce.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that's where it came from. Because in the commercial, he was like, I like doing this with my chip or whatever. And she was like, okay, boomer. And I was like, first of all, that dude's like 40. Like, the fuck? Like, boomer doesn't... when kids of her generation, and she's like 19 or 20 now, and I still say kids. When kids of her generation say, okay, boomer, to me, they're literally just talking to anybody that's older than them.
Yep.
That's not how it works.
No.
It's not the boomer generation. The boomer generation doesn't give a shit. Most of the boomer generation doesn't know who you are. Yeah. The only reason your parents know who you are is because they made you.
Right.
Anyway. Soapbox off.
Over.
So you and I are, we're technically millennials.
Technically. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
it. I feel like the whole generation thing kind of falls in the same as like your like political views. Like everybody's like different, whatever. Like you can claim one thing or not. Right? If people can claim that they identify as a Mack truck, I feel like I can identify as Gen Z or whatever the hell I want.
Whatever you want.
Maybe I identify as the greatest generation. What's up?
That'd be cool because 1901, man.
Hell yeah.
It's been 100 years, centuries old. Century and 20 years.
What was that lady from Titanic? She's like, it's been 46 years or whatever. Yeah. There's so many memes about that. Yeah. Anyway.
But if you identify as a Canon, or not Canon. Canon I love. Sony I love. Fuji cool. Lumix, is that the other one?
Oh, no. Fuji.
Panasonic.
And Olympus.
Yeah. All good.
But if you identify as Nikon.
No. Get out of here.
Sorry for you.
You potato? I've just been seeing everything being potatoes. It's so funny.
So, welcome back to round 2 of the Sweet 16 for lenses. We are covering zoom lenses this time.
If you don't know what a zoom is, here, I'll show you an example. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
The camera's focusing. The camera's like, what is happening?
I don't even have to do it in post-production. I just did it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be fun to edit, though. Like, you're like...
Don't tell me. No. I don't want that.
Oh, I keep kissing the mic. Anyway, I have COVID. Nice.
This is going to be a tough
It's so funny. You're saying, like, oh, you haven't heard, like, of Charlie D'Amelio in a long time. I'm like, I haven't heard of COVID in a long time.
It's going to... Well,
it still exists, but, like...
It's election season, so it always comes... the one time we ever had it.
But I remember
season.
I remember like when somebody has COVID, they're like, fuck, I really hope you live. Like I hope everything's gonna be okay. Now somebody's like, I have COVID, you're like, oh, you get a week off from work, cool. Nobody, like, it's not that nobody cares.
It's just different.
It's different. Like it's run its course. Most people are like, okay, we get it. Like, oh wait, hold on, ready? It is what it is. I got you, bro. Yeah. Anytime I do this, it's just gonna be right here. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Whole
bunch of captions.
We're doing in different languages.
There's one just in Japanese and nobody can read it. I'm just gonna put it. I'm not even gonna put. It is what it is. It's just gonna be something else.
It is what it is. Cool. Just lost our 3 Asian listeners.
Hey, there's more. You know why?
I checked the demographic actually.
I'm Asian. They like me. I think
it's true. So don't blame the white guy. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
So in the zoom lenses, we have the 24 to 70.
Yep.
16 to 35.
Yep.
70 to 200. Yep. 100 to 400.
Yep.
200 to 600, which is actually very specific. 24 to 105, 10 to 18, and 12 to 24. Now,
you did not hold up the 100 to 400. That's a 20.
Oh, this is a 70. This is a 72.
70 to 200.
70 to 200. Sorry. This is my lens. The 100 to 400 is also my lens. There is a quarter-inch difference between these two.
Yeah.
If that. I forgot you borrowed this.
Every quarter-inch matters.
I was beginning to think he was going to keep this. He's had this for like 2 weeks now.
No, it's only been a week.
Yeah, you say that.
Yeah, I used it on...
Start charging you.
Fine.
I'm just kidding. I would never do that.
I respect that.
I would never do that.
I'm going to start charging you.
From now on, every lens you borrow from me, though, you like owe me like a McDonald's or something.
Are you sure you want McDonald's, though?
No, but it was cheap.
I mean, In-N-Out's also cheap. Why didn't you pick In-N-Out?
Because, listen to me, In-N-Out, your fries suck. Suck so much. And I don't care if people are like, oh, get it double fried. No.
Oh, the well-done fries? I was
your
about
fries
to say that.
suck, bro. Step it up. Okay, fun fact. Before we get into this, I'm sorry, tangent, it's happening. My friend Lucky, she was like, hey, I want to come over and hang out. Are you down? I was like, I'm always down, bro. Right? I love this lady to death. We met at the camera store.
Yeah.
Her and her girlfriend just became official. I've been rooting for them the whole time.
Nice.
Love this chick. She drives a badass old school Mustang. Blacked out. Love it. Anyway, she was like, I'm going to come over. She's like, oh, what sounds good for you for food? Because she's bringing us food for my roommate and I. And I was like, you're nice enough to bring us the food. You let me know what you want. She's like, okay, so pizza sounds good. Mexican sounds good. In-N-Out sounds good. Which is funny because In-N-Out's the only specific one that she mentioned. So, and I said, okay, but you're driving. So you choose whatever you want. We're down. She put the 3 options into a random number generator. Nice. In-N-Out popped out. And I was like, cool. I'll just take triple, protein style, animal style. That's it. But no fries. And she sent me the flat face emoji. And I was like, what? And she's like, and in my mind, I was like, I can picture it now. Like when you ask a girl, like, what do you want to eat? And she don't care. And you're like, let's go to Arby's. I don't like Arby's. Well, you do care. Okay. That's what I thought was happening. That was a lot. Sorry. But I was like, no, I just
We'll get back to the Arby's thing later.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Same with A&W. So I don't like the fries. Your fries suck. I'm sorry. They suck so much. I hate them. It's like the one thing about your establishment that I cannot stand. So she's like, okay, well, what burgers do you like? And I was like, there's a lot of other, like pretty much every other burger place has sustainable fries. And she's like, well, what if we go to, she's like, well, there's this place, and Five Guys. I forgot we had a Five Guys here.
Five Guys. Yeah.
I forgot we had a Five Guys here. I love Five Guys in my mouth.
Yeah.
So, and they do the peanut oil fries.
They're money fries.
Oh my God, I love them so much. Now imagine In-N-Out burger, but like with Five Guys fries.
Oh yeah.
Like if they just, you know what I mean? In-N-Out of Five Guys.
Wow. What, you running a train over here, DJ?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay.
The gravy train?
So if you guys listened to the last episode, we restrained ourselves. I don't think we said a single cuss word that whole episode.
I think you're right, actually.
I think we kept it strictly business.
Shit.
This episode has gone off the rails.
Shit, fuck, piss, nugget.
Arby's. Do you like Arby's?
Yes, dude. Are you kidding me?
Me too.
Roast beef cheddar? Let's go all day.
Dude.
All day. Classic.
Underrated.
You can get 5 for like $6.
Underrated
like,
fast food establishment.
100%.
Go to Arby's.
Don't
now.
sleep on Arby's. And
Go
their
to
fries
Arby's.
are good. Their fries are great.
Their fries are good. Curly fries. Best curly fries in the world.
Good. Better than Jack in the Box. Come at me.
Yeah, I agree. Come at me.
You know what else? You know what else is super underrated?
Yeah.
A&W's burgers.
I never been, but
okay, so A&W does like root beer floats and like that's what they're famous for.
Yeah.
Their burgers though, slap.
Yeah.
And so hard.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, same. Okay, anyway. Lenses.
Okay.
So, photo podcast.
I matched. So this is the number 1 versus
I'm
the
very
number 8
curious
seed.
how you.
The number 1 versus the number 8 seed, I matched this way. So the 8 seed, I have the 12 to the 24.
We'll talk about it, but we already know what's going to win.
Yeah, I know.
24 to 70 versus the 12 to 24.
Yeah, so the 12 to 24 because I need the lower range, and there's not very many low range.
Zooms.
Going to a 24 is perfect.
A lot of them are
24 to
crop
70
sensor ones.
Yeah, 24 to 70.
Wedding photographer's best friend, portrait photographer's best friend, travel photographer's best friend,
It's my best
vlogger's
friend.
best friend. I'm going to go ahead and say right now,
It's my baby.
out of the two, which one's going to win? 24 to 70.
We can debate.
Well, we're going to debate.
Yeah.
But
Okay, this one's an easy one. Don't disregard the 12 to 24.
no,
12 to
it's a great lens.
Great lens. We talked about
But that's generally going to be on your crop sensors too.
Right. We talked about the 14 millimeter in the last episode.
Right.
Which got,
Pretty close. Semifinals, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Semifinals.
Proud of you.
It was a second place winner in the primes. The 14 within that range, but also having the 12 all the way up to the 24.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the 24 prime as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have the whole focal range to do all the creative stuff. Talking about GoPro footage, probably going to be within that range. Fisheye stuff, you can get real creative, but it's so niche. 24 to 70, everywhere, anywhere. There's 2 of them next to us. One on that lens, one on this one.
Because it is insanely well diversified. Now, at the same time, though, the 12 to 24 on a crop sensor, 12 to 24, depending on your focal length, depending on your aperture setting, you're looking at a 16 to 35.
Yes.
Okay, now.
Ooh, I want to talk about that.
So that's the thing. The only reason that I think the 12 to 24 can stand up to the 24 to 70 is because on a crop sensor, it is your 16 to 35, which is a landscape and real estate staple. The reason that I say 24 to 70 is because there's not many lenses out there that are so well diversified and covers everything. It covers your 24 for landscape, it covers your 35 for portraits, covers your 50 for nifty 50. It also covers your 70, which is the beginning of your 24 to 70s or 70 to 200. So if you guys want to get down to brass tacks, if you get a 14 millimeter, 24 to 70, 70 to 200, you're covered on everything.
Right.
Just those 3 lenses, you're good to go.
And if we're talking price points, the 12 to 24 2.8 goes for $2,700 on Adorama.
For Sony, right?
For Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Sony users. Get over it. Yeah, pretty much.
I shrugged.
The Sigma also makes it. We love Sigma glass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Price point, though. I'm going to go 24 to 70 every time at that price point. Because I think it's around the same price. 27-ish. Around there. Give or take at the 2.8.
Depends on version 1, version 2 that's coming up. Like the GM2.
The GM2 is money.
And so...
I love the aperturing on this thing.
I do too.
Being right there. I don't have to finick with buttons.
But it also takes me back to manual film.
Manual film.
Which I love.
Yes.
Also, slight sidetrack. Alawa has a lot of really cool manual lenses.
They have this at a 12 to 24, right?
They do. And on a personal preference of my own, and this comes from shooting like a lot of pistols and stuff too, I don't actually like how the aperture and focus ring feels tactily. It's too rigid. Like it's very, 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 very pointed. These are all like simple.
Yeah.
But the other was like aggressive and edgy. And I get it, and it's fine. But that's just me. The one downside of that.
Yeah.
I have to stick with the 24 to 70 to win, though.
I think we're picking the 24 to 70. Yeah.
But at the same time, like I don't mean to just cast aside the 12 to 24.
No.
But it's the 24 to 70.
It's just the Cinderella story was never going to happen unless I matched the 24 to 70 with something.
You're right.
That was actually not going to be at the top. Right?
Because the only thing I can think of that would make the 12 to 24 even remotely compete with everything else is if you and I both had like an absolute banger, like bucket list shot.
Yeah.
Because of the 12 to 24.
Right. And we don't.
No. But because it's the same thing. In the 12 to 24 range, you have the 24 millimeter.
Yeah.
Above. So not above. Sorry, it's on a list. Up here on our list is primes, and down here is lens. Zoom lens. I wasn't saying it's above or better.
Right.
No spoilers, I promise.
Right. And I think a fun little thing that we'll do at the end of this debate is we'll do our perfect bag. Like what if we could carry 3 lenses? Well, 3 should we do 3 or 4?
3.
What if we do 2 primes and 2 zooms? Is that too many?
That's a big camera bag.
That's a big camera bag. That's like a 35 liter.
My bag comfortably can fit 1, 2, 3 lenses in it. I could put a fourth in there if it's a nifty 50.
Okay, let's do 3.
Okay.
And you can do either 2 zooms, 1 prime, 2 primes, 1 zoom.
We want something that's covered from landscapes all the way to portraits.
Correct, because we shoot variety. We're not. Yeah, we don't gatekeep our styles.
No, not at all. Anybody, you could call me right now and ask me any question. I will tell you exactly how I do it. I do not care.
Yeah.
I want every one of our listeners and viewers, I want you to take better pictures than I do. I do. I want every single person to take better pictures than I do. Pure and simple. I want everybody to succeed. We all have to eat at the same table.
And we will one of these days.
Joey doesn't share food, neither do I, but when it comes to camera stuff, I got you.
If you didn't get that reference,
Friends.
watch Friends.
Oh, you have to. Joey doesn't share food.
Good reference. 24-70 for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Winner, chicken dinner. You want to go 3 seed versus the 6 or the 2 versus the 7?
Let's do 2 versus 7.
2 versus the 7. We're going on the opposite spectrums. Completely. 70 to 200 versus the 10 to 18. Yeah, 70 to 200.
All day.
All day.
And and the thing is, you guys we'll debate it more. No, there's the 10 to 18 is great, but it's extremely 10 to 18 is going to be your crop sensor go-to in your bag when you're traveling. But a 70 to 200, guys, sports, wildlife, portraits,
it's everything,
literally everything. 70 to 200,
literally everything.
70 to 200, and okay, I'll say what I'm about to say until the very end.
Yeah,
because there's certain lenses that it's gonna
come up. Yeah,
70 to 200 all day, and this thing is ridiculous. You remember how heavy the EF used to be?
Yes,
the Canon one, the Gen, even the Gen 1. Oh my god!
And the price point, I think they're at like 27.
Depends. Yeah, because they have the GM2. I don't think I doubt Sony's gonna come up with the GM3. I doubt.
Yeah, and at a 2.8.
Oh yeah,
the compression
2.8 all the way through.
All the way through.
Now, if you guys wonder, okay, that is another thing. If somebody says, "Oh, this is a 2.8 all the way through," what they mean is that, for instance, the 100 to 400 that I have, it's a 100 to 400, 4.5 to 5.6.
Yep.
Whereas the 70-200 is 2.8 the whole time, and the reason for that is because when you're zooming on a lens, right? Oh, well, this one doesn't do it because it's 2.8. But if you were to zoom, like my 100 to 400 to go up and down, if I was zooming in and out. So the reason the aperture changes is because when you zoom all the way out to 400 millimeter, if it were to stay at 4.5, you would get these huge vignetting circles on the corner of your images because literally the lens extends so far that the sensor picks that up without changing the aperture.
Yeah.
Right. But by changing to 5.6, your aperture closes a little bit, doesn't open up as far, and it literally cancels out that vignetting.
Do you remember when Instagram was all vignetting?
Oh man, okay.
Let's go back to 2009 when everything was
for a second?
vignetting. Yeah,
sorry, I have
fake vignettes.
This
with
is a very
black.
personal thing for me.
Was your vignette black or white?
Mine is black.
Mine was black too.
Yeah.
Whoever picked the white vignettes,
classier.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. Somebody's literally letting go. Fuck you guys. So, I gotta stand on a soapbox here for a second. If you guys are turning in pictures and you're vignetting the corners very heavily, please stop. And hear me out. It's because there are certain fads, we'll say, that used to exist in photography that a lot of people do when they're getting in. Everybody did it. Everybody did. I guarantee he did. I know that I did. Vignetting is one. Color-specific editing is another one. So, he's wearing a red jersey. So if I were to take a picture of him and leave the jersey red and black and white, everything else, does it look cool? Sure. Is it extremely cheesy and gimmicky? Yes. Don't do that anymore. If you guys are trying, if it works for you, that's great. I'm not trying to take away from you. But if you guys are trying to expand your portfolio, if you guys are trying to
grow,
be a little more professional about it, then yeah. Now, it's not to say you can't. Okay, it's a good learning point. But if you guys take a picture with any lens, doesn't matter, you upload it in a Lightroom and you scroll down and you choose lens correction and you choose the profile.
Let me look at.
It's automatically going to get rid of that vignetting because the Lightroom registers whatever lens you have on there through the metadata, and it fixes that for you.
Yep.
You can fix it yourself. You can add vignetting later if you want to. But guys, vignetting is extremely specific. The whole point of vignetting was to cut away from the sharp corners of the images and make you focus on the center. Mm-hmm. Guess what? If you have a dynamic subject, it pulls focus to the center. Weird.
Right.
Just don't do it.
It's called composition.
It is. And it's in photography 101.
Yes.
Honestly.
So stop with the vignetting.
Right. Now, if you're feeling personally attacked right now.
Okay. If it looks like.
Sorry.
If it looks like a circle around the image.
It's like a circle.
Oh, stop that. the slightest bit, just so it doesn't look super awkward, okay. Like, but if it's your whole image, yeah, no, there's no purpose to it.
I agree.
It was a trend. I used to do a weird thing back on the old Instagram days where I shot Arizona cans. I used to collect them. I used to shoot them with my iPhone and post them on my Instagram story or on my weren't even stories. They were just on my page. Like, hey, this is a cool Arizona can. Heavy vignetting, heavy clarity, heavy texture. I'm glad I got rid of those.
I used to shoot Arizona cans too.
Can we
with a shotgun? What?
Nice.
You know.
I'll post my first ever Instagram post. I'll put a picture right here. It's brutal. I thought it was cool and creative. No, I needed to stop. I'm glad I've gotten to where I am.
Now, again, as somebody who
is old and gone through the trends,
very much so, and literally, I pay all of my bills with my photography. Okay, you have to do what your clients want for the most part. But you also have to be able to expand your portfolio in a sense so you could reach a larger audience. If you're in a specific niche and you're killing it, good for you. Don't change a thing. I'm proud of you. But I try to stay with current trends. I try to stay with current editing styles.
The vignetting does not exist anymore.
No.
Guys, stop.
You know what I'm really hoping? I'm hoping in like 5 to 10 years that we scoff at AI the same way we're scoffing at vignetting right now.
I really hope so.
I really do. Like it just bothers me. But
yeah.
So we're doing the 7200 versus the 1018, right?
Yeah, 70 to 200 is staple.
It's gonna like I said, we could argue this, but there's just no way you're gonna beat a 7200 if you're the 18 and 20.
10, yeah,
or 18, 10 18. Sorry,
it's just how the brackets falls, guys.
Yeah,
I can't put the 70 to 200.
He randomized these
at the 8th seed.
No,
the 70 to 200 does not belong at the 8th seed. But the 10 to 18 does.
Because the 8th seed is supposed to be the Cinderella story, but if it's 7200, you just like people that bet. Like if you bet on horses, you would bet on the 7200.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like,
and they'd win. You'd win money.
Oh yeah, 9 times out of 10 for sure.
Yeah. So
7200 all day.
10 to 18, it's niche.
I will say this though, if I can, the 7200.
No, you can't.
Oh damn,
I'm just kidding.
The 7200 2.8 would win. The 7200 f4 is also really good.
Yeah,
that would win. But the older 7200s that go all the way to 5.6, no, I would take a 10 to 18 over those. Granted, it wouldn't be a Zoom. I just wouldn't use it for that kind of stuff. But it would win. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, but we have those options.
They are there.
2.8
cheaper. Yeah.
4.
Oh, 4 and 4 is dope. And the F4 for the F is adorable.
And we'll talk about F4 lens in a few.
Yeah, we will.
And that's gonna be a tough one.
That is
5 versus the 4 seed that'll go up against the 70 to 200. We have the 16 to 35 and the 100 to 400. Oh man, I used the 100 to 400 recently.
You liked it?
Loved it.
That was mine, right? You borrowed that one too?
Yeah. I used it for portraits. As much as I zoomed in all the way to 400. I was far as fuck.
Yep.
And stabilizing's a bitch. Trying to hand hold that thing is tough. But when you nail a shot,
so good.
When you nail a shot, put it right here.
So I'll show you guys a really good picture that I took of my 100 400 the soccer team the other day. I'll put that right here.
I'm about to show you one right now. I'm gonna pull it up.
I'm gonna send you this one too. Actually.
Yeah.
Now at the same time though, right? What was the other one? So 100 400 and the
16 and 35.
16 and 35.
See, the 35 mil is in that range, and we picked it.
True, but like 16 and 35. Also, 16 and 35 is like a landscaper's homie.
I know.
You find the shot real quick.
Where the crap is it?
There's Marco.
Yeah. So 100 to 400 was money.
It's gonna be very hard. I'm gonna airdrop this to you for the episode, but
thanks.
It's very difficult for me to choose between these two because they both are very niche. Well, in a sense, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah, buddy.
So that
is clean.
And that picture is on their social media right now. You guys will be able to see it here. That picture's on their social media and he just looks mean. Nicest dude in the world. Massive smile. Loves to laugh. But in that picture, it looks like he would
badass dude.
Kill you. Yeah.
He's a badass. Where the crap is this photo?
So if I had to really narrow it down though, and being that I do enjoy doing my landscapes, but I also enjoy doing my sports, this is very, very difficult for me.
Oh, whoa.
But I also, and hear me out.
Yeah. I'm listening.
16 to 35.
Here you go. Before you you go.
Let me see it. Oh yeah. And she's on a hill. And she's on like a hill like 4 towns away.
Yeah.
So good.
She far as fuck.
And with that, guys, just so you know too, with that kind of a compression, if you're shooting at 5.6 with that much of compression, you might as well be shooting at 2.8.
It's blurry.
It's insane, especially
it's smooth. It's
especially
buttery.
if the background is a certain. So compression, guys, right? When you do that, you can bring background objects closer. If you guys saw my picture many episodes ago of Alex standing on top of the cliff with his hands up in front of the moon, that was a 7200 cropped in. I wish I had my 1:4 at the time, but I didn't. That's compression, right? That made he was like this big compared to the moon, and people were like, oh, how many shots was that? One. That's why we did it. So, but I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in here that I think might sway you in the direction that I think it might.
Maybe. I don't know.
You do videos.
I do videos.
Would you rather a 16 and 35 or a 100
I'd rather have a 16 to 35
exactly.
Because the 100 to 400 on a video
is massive.
If you do not have stabilization, I don't know if you can counter that. Because I was holding it handheld. That motion, like if my face is here, okay, I'll try to demonstrate. At a 100 to 400, like I'm going from here to like this. And
that's what you're trying to
And
study.
I'm just going like, I'm holding it as still as I can. There's so much movement.
So imagine if you're standing in the middle of a pie. Favorite pie, doesn't matter. Pumpkin. Standing in the middle of a pie, and you cut it, right? Let's say you cut it 8 pieces. There's a wedge in front of each one, right?
Yeah.
If you're standing in the middle, looking out, that wedge is your field of view when it comes to that lens. In a sense that
it's tight.
So when you take a picture, every little time that you move from side to side, that gets worse the further out you go.
Right.
That's why Canon, I'm going to say this about you, I don't care. Screw you for releasing the original Gen 1 70 to 300 without image stabilization.
Yeah.
Okay, I have steady hands, right? I'm a very good shooter, not just with cameras, like with rifles and things like that. With the 70-300 at 300 millimeters without the IS, even with the faster shutter speed, like up to like 800, it was still blurry out that far. Why would you?
Yeah.
You can't even turn 10, 15 years ago, I couldn't even turn that lens into a camera store and get money.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even give me like $5 for it.
Right.
I just wanted it out of my bag. I was like, well, I guess it's going in the free bin. Yeah. Hate it. But when you guys came out with the image stabilization, that's a little better. Proud of you.
Yeah. And if we're talking about pies, do you want a thin pie? That's like the 100 to 400, or you want a thick pie?
Exactly.
It's pumpkin pie season right now.
What?
Like, I want the
Man's got a point.
thickest pumpkin pie.
Thick. That's 3 C's.
16 to 35.
I did C's
pumpkin
backwards.
pie.
Oh, wait. I guess I didn't really think about which is going to be backwards on the camera. Anyway.
Anyways, so this is the 16 or the 100 to 400 pie because it's so tight. 16 to 35 pie, that's a lot of pie.
And if you have a camera with a big enough resolution, you can take that picture at 35, crop in, and it looks like a 70-200 again. Weird.
Why are we reverting back to the 70-200
I don't know.
when we're talking about these two lenses?
We're homies. It paid me to say that. So
I know. Oh man,
all right,
that is tough because video you're never ever gonna be at a 400.
No, but you can never shoot. But you can never shoot wildlife in sports. Oh, that's not true.
That's not true. That's not true.
Depending on the wildlife, birds 1 to 400.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ostrich right in front of you.
Right.
16 to 35.
I don't know if we talked about Randy Johnson. The pitcher?
The pitcher?
Have you seen his photos?
No. You did. You did talk to me about that.
He's an incredible photographer.
Yes.
And he's probably shooting with a 100.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for those. Yeah.
Oh, King Griffey Jr. is also a photographer.
Did you ever watch Hell on Wheels?
What's that?
It's a TV show. AMC. Talking about the great race for the Transcontinental Railroad.
Oh, no,
okay. It's got Common in it. It also has Anson Mount in it. Anson Mount is an amazing photographer. He shoots pictures BTS during the show, and they're phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I love it so much. Plus, he's a good-looking guy.
Right. Okay, let's talk price points before we get too ahead of ourselves.
That's going to be hard because there's so many different
16 to 35, 2.8, full frame, the GM2.
Right.
23, 100 to 400.
15.
But it's not going to be at
15.
Is it 15?
I got mine for 15, but
Yeah, it runs around 24.
Yeah,
at a
it was. I
4.5
would say I got a good
5.6.
deal on it.
You got a good deal.
Question though, but check it out. Look up the 1635 PZ. That's your power zoom for the Sony users. 1635. Reason that's big is because you hit on the gimbal. If you're holding the gimbal and you hit the zoom button, the power zoom activates and it zooms in for you.
1,200.
Correct. 1,200 for a PZ. Now
1,200 for a PZ.
Now check it out. When you shoot the 16 and 35 at 35 millimeters at f4, and you shoot the 16 and 35 2.8, both by Sony at f4, the 16 and 35 PZ is sharper,
which is crazy.
It is a better lens. And George and I spent hours in the store one day figuring this out. Now I love my 16 and 35 for landscapes. I would never use a PZ for landscapes because it goes to f4. I need all that light to come in. So I'm just saying there is that option too, right? 16 and 35 f4 is dope. I know which one I think. I use both of them.
I had so much joy with the 100 to 400. The compression, the butteriness of the shot.
Plus feeling like a badass carrying around this massive cannon of a lens.
It's huge.
So on 3 we'll decide, and if we decide the same, cool. If not, then we'll continue the debate.
Hold on. It's crazy that like when we go to the prime lens, we never talked about video, but we'd still pick 35 for video.
I think
video is so strange.
It is. I want the versatility of being able to zoom in if I need to.
This is a photography podcast for sure. Right.
But you do video, and I'm also getting into video too. So yeah.
Yeah, this is tough.
So on 3,
I love the 100 to 400 so much.
On 3,
yeah.
1, 2, 16, 35.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And now, so you guys know we both love the 100 400. I use it for my sports. I use it for my wildlife.
It's tough.
I love that thing. But 16 35, that's how I made my career in landscapes.
I also think if we're going to sports, this next round is going to mention the sports and wildlife and everything. Mm-hmm. But this is also going to be debate. So 16 and 35. That's a tough round. I think this is going to be the hardest round. I have these, but these can be interswapped.
5 and 6.
The 3 and the 6. The 3 and the 6 seed.
Oh crap!
I have the 200 to 600, which is a staple for a lot of things. I couldn't think. Sports, for sure, and other
wildlife.
Things. Yeah, wildlife. The 24 to 105 f4. We talked about it in the last episode.
That is a dinosaur that has made it through the generations. Absolutely. Now, this is worth pointing out. 200 to 600 is a Sony staple. It is one of their big telephoto lenses.
Right. See, we're Sony users.
Yeah. Now, when you go to Sigma or Tamron, that's a 150 to 600.
Right.
Sport mode for Sigma. So, if you guys have a lens that's around a 150 to 600 or something like that, that's going to fall into the 200 to 600 category.
Yeah. 24 to 105 though.
So here's the thing, is that 200 to 600 is an extremely advanced lens because you're zooming all the way at 600 millimeters. That handshake and stuff is going to be insane. You have to know how to use it. You have to know how to use the lens. I cannot tell you how many people used to buy the 200 to 600 or rent it and come back and be like, oh, my pictures are blurry, or it doesn't work, or the lens is soft or whatever. It's because they don't know how to use it. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. You can't just earn your license and then go drive a Maserati like a champ. Okay, you can't do it.
Right.
It's also heavy. It's long. It's cumbersome. But if you use it right, it is fire. Absolutely.
When you find the spot.
Yep.
Yeah. Anybody that shoots like an F1.
Yep.
And they can get that motion blur with that size lens.
Mm-hmm.
Butter.
One arm definitely bigger than the other.
Yeah.
For sure. Like Quagmire when he discovered online porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're literally like this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that use the monopod and they'll have their hand rest over like this for stabilization moving along. Love it. 24 to 105 though, same thing. A lot of the older ones, very soft in the corners.
Yeah.
Even Sigmas. I did 24 to 105 by Canon.
Yeah.
Loved it. Fell off a camera, sheared, bought another one immediately just because it was just a super good all-around lens.
Right. I had this at the 6 because I didn't think of it, but that's
that's
the only reason. But I think it belongs in that place because I don't know if does it go to a 2.8 or does it stay at an f4?
The 2 to 6 or the
24 to 105.
As far as I know,
stays at
24 to 105
F4,
has been f4. Yeah. So
that's where I kind of feel. That's why it kind of fell down in the rankings for me because I know that the coverage from the 24 to 70 hits the 2.8. It
does. And
that's where it's tough.
the thing is too, is because the 24 to 105 stays at the f4, that helps it maintain a decent price point for people. So like,
right.
if you guys want, like in my opinion, if you guys have, a couple grand, you guys want to get into photography, do your research, find out which camera you want to get.
Right.
You get a nifty 50, or a 24 to 105 to start with.
Right.
They're just good because the 50 is in the 24 to 105, but you also have the end of the landscape, beginning of the portrait range, all the way up to a bit of your telephoto.
And I think the 24 to 105 would be the better bet than the nifty 50.
Yes, I agree. The versatility is huge.
Versatility between those are you'll find your niche once you start shooting.
And 24 to 105s are not super expensive.
No,
they're not supposed to be. They can be, but
the
they're not
200 to 600 isn't too bad. It's only $2,000.
Yep, $1999.99.
$1999.99.
And a 24 to 105 EF, I believe right now is probably going for 8 or 9.
Let's see, $12.99.99.
I was thinking refurbished and used. Sorry.
Yeah, 20.
Well, they also that also comes in like the 2 USM is going to be about 12.
Right.
But if you're talking about like the original f4, like just the standard USM lens, that's going for about
the focal range
5.
though is like the most common.
Yep.
It's what you're gonna find everywhere. 200, 600 you don't find everywhere.
No.
That's very specific.
No, exactly.
But the butteriness of it, the compression behind it, it's just it covers so much distance.
It's insane. I mean, 200 to 600 is really reach out and touch somebody distance. On 3?
Wildlife.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you're getting into sports, concert photography,
maybe not so much because the 200 to 600 goes to a pretty high.
It depends on your.
You're looking at a 5.6 to 7.1.
Well,
that's
true.
ridiculous.
That's
even with the A7
and you're shooting at like an ISO 6400,
right?
Yeah.
Unless the light is directly on them and you're able to pull that off with a
That's
slightly faster shutter speed.
That's very tough. Yeah, I don't actually see what is the 70 to 200. I guess would be the most common. Okay. I think
3?
I'm ready. Yeah.
On 3, 1, 2. 24 to 105. Okay,
yeah.
good. Yeah, I'm really glad. I was actually genuinely worried that, you were going to go 200, 600.
Nothing
wrong with 200, 600.
Nothing wrong with that.
Extremely
Very
niche.
specific niche. Yeah.
Very. 24 to 105.
Anybody that shoots sports in the stadium, you'll see them with this big-ass lens. It's probably a 200 to 600.
It's going to be, your 70 to 200 for closer events, barrel racing, things like that.
Yeah.
100, 400, 400 prime, 200 to 600, 800 prime, 1,000 millimeter prime.
Yeah.
Now, let's also keep in mind, too, the 400 prime by Nikon for their DSLR mount, a 2.8 400 millimeter prime was for $13,000.
Yeah. We didn't talk about that because it's probably out of all our price ranges.
Well, the thing is, like
and who uses that?
like I had the opportunity to use one for a bit, but it's unnecessary. Because at 400, at 2.8, to me, while that is great that it's available, the technology wasn't there for the focus that you need.
Yeah.
That fast. At 2.8, because at 2.8, focus on the nose, eyes already blurry. So you're doing sports, a lot of motion, horrible. So it got in its own way at that time. Now, if you use the adapter on a mirrorless camera on Nikon, if Nikon had better eye tracking, it's doable. Just ragging on Nikon.
Yeah, we have the iris locks on these freaking lenses.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
Amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. 24 to 105. We'll go to that next. We'll do that after this one. The 2 seed versus the 5 seed. The 70 to 200 versus the 16 to 35. Now that you brought up video, like I haven't been able to stop thinking about video.
All right, let's do the 1, 2, 3 now and debate it afterwards. Because if we choose the same, we can still debate it. But if we choose different, then we're gonna have to debate anyway.
Okay.
So it's between the 16 and 35 and the 70 to 200.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2,
70
70
to
200. Oh, thank God. Okay.
You're gonna have a heart attack.
Oh man, I love the 16 and 35 with all my heart. Like I said, that's how I got to start in my landscape photography.
Yeah.
But the 7200 is just like, I mean, guys,
It's a staple.
even you know what it is too. Even people that don't do photography knows what a 7200 is.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah.
I
Like
wait.
they might not know the
statement.
numbers, but
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's that lens, the
big
7200.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the one you brag about.
Yeah. It's
Like,
the
I got
compensation
the biggest
one.
wiener because I got the 70 to 200.
I also drive a lifted truck and chew skull.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ew, skull. I don't chew, so I don't know anything about.
I did live Garrett for a while in the cheek. It just tastes like grapes. All right, well that was good.
Yeah,
Same talking points as before. They're both great, but 7200, I just love that thing. It's just great.
Yeah, and I think it's not super advanced. I mean, they're both not super advanced lenses.
Right.
Like it's a very much a staple lens in the bag.
The 72 is still pretty versatile though. You can do portraits with it. You can do landscapes with it.
I've done portraits
not
with the
landscapes, you can do
7200.
wildlife. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Super fun.
Especially 2.8 all the
You get a really good compression at the 2.8. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Versus the 100 to 400, like we talked about earlier, you're only at a 4.5 to 5.6.
Yeah.
So to have a 2.8 on the 70-200, it's butter.
Which also you guys know that's like substantially darker.
Yeah.
Too, which is another big thing for me. So
It's really fun to shoot with. I think it's a staple for a lot of people in their camera bag. The 16-35, video wise, I'm gonna take it over the 70-200, but versatility wise, I'm gonna take the 70-200 all day, every day. 16-35, fantastic lens. Something that should belong in your bag if you have the money for. It's a very extra because you have the coverage of the 24 to the 35 from another lens. Both of the ones that we're going to be talking about in the next round. Right. 70 to 300 though, oh man.
7200?
Oh, 70-200, yeah.
We don't talk about 7300 is a swear word in here. It ranks up there with Nikon.
True that. 70-200, 2.8. It's a money.
It's just great.
It's just good.
And bang for your buck too. That's another reason why a lot of them are priced so much because every company knows that people want it.
Right.
So, all right, what's that leave us?
This leaves us the 1 and the 6. Battle of the 24s. 24 to 70 versus 24-105. 24 to 70, bang for your buck. 2.8. It's so hard to beat that. It's literally, we're using those right now.
Right.
The 24 to 105, yes, you get a little bit more distance, but you're stuck at the f4.
Right, the whole time.
Which is such a bummer.
I know, I fully agree. I think I already know which one I'm going to vote on this one.
Yeah, 3-2-1, 24 to 70.
24 to 70, yeah. And
I knew we were going to get to this debate at the end.
Oh, yeah, the next one's going to be hard.
This one's going to be a hard one.
So if you guys are wondering why we think the 24 to 70 beat out the 24 to 105, because 24 to 105 has more range, it's also limited on the f-stop. Okay, so it's a give and take there. For me, 24 to 105 and Nifty 50s are great starter lenses. 24 to 70 is when you're getting a little more advanced. I would not shoot a wedding at 24 to 105, and the reason for that is because of the f4. Now,
yes,
if 24 to 105, if they had a 2.8 that was consistent,
right,
that would be hard. They're coming out with new lenses all the time that reach these kind of ranges, but
why would you?
Historically, it's supposed to be an f4,
right?
And like I said, soft on the edges, but yeah, 24 to 70 plus video, wedding photography,
anywhere,
everything, yeah,
anywhere. 24 to 70 is money. Bang for your buck. Love the lens.
And it's not too big. These, look, you guys can see these aren't too big.
It literally lives on my camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take that thing off.
The only time I take my 24 to 70 off when I'm shooting for Nissan is when I put on, they have a Lowry 14 millimeter.
Yeah. And
the 12.
If you have the money to carry two camera bodies around.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have a 24 to 70.
And a 70 to 200.
And a 70 to 200.
Especially if you're doing weddings.
Which is why they ended up the 1-2 on the debate.
New follower. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, from Carson City. Who's this? Grays, Nevada. Oh, it's food. Yes. So, I will follow you back.
So the 24 to 105, great starter lens. Great as you continue to go along. But once you get the money to get a 24 to 70, do it.
Do it. It's a game changer. 2.8 is just
insane. 2.8 is insane. I love the portraits that I get. I've shot so many things with this lens.
And lenses are always going to last longer than your body as long as you take care of them.
Exactly.
So that leaves us with the really tough one, right?
And I think it was always going to end up this way.
I agree.
The 1 seed versus the 2 seed, the 24 to 70 versus the 70 to 200.
So do you already have one in mind?
I think we should debate this one because I do have one in mind, and I already knew I was going to win.
Hope so. That's what I'm saying. I know which one I think should win, but I'm not sure if you're thinking the same way or not.
I think I am.
So
should we say it or should we debate it?
Because we've hit both of them already at the talking points.
Yeah,
they're both comparable in price.
Yes,
they're not comparable in weight.
No,
they both have their own. Neither of them are actually really niche lenses. They're both very well rounded, but literally
they both shoot at a 2.8.
Yes,
and yeah,
Now,
You can't
you
disrespect
could
the aperture.
technically use a 7200 in video as well. It's just very difficult to bounce the gimbal.
Very difficult.
George and Aaron spent days bouncing
Why would you ever?
No, they were bouncing the 200 to 600 on a A7 IV on a gimbal. For a guy that was the guy whose daughter was going to be an Olympic skier, and he wanted to follow her with that. And I was like, bro, between the gimbal, the camera, and that lens, you're flying down this slope at like $7,000.
Right.
One little hiccup, gone.
Right.
Granted, he was very well off, so he probably didn't even care. You want to 1, 2, 3 it?
I think so, but there's talking points for both of them.
I agree.
Against each other, yeah. So if you didn't know, the 1 seed is 24 to 70, the 2 seed is 70 to 200. Mm-hmm. Okay.
1, 2, 24 to 70. Okay, yeah. So it's
a toss up. That's for sure. It's a toss up. I think the 70 to 200. The more I used it, the more I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do with it when it comes to like variety.
It is the best telephoto lens in existence.
Exactly.
I don't care what anybody says.
Because like you're doing sports with it. You're doing portraits with it.
Wildlife.
You're doing wedding with it. You're doing wildlife with it.
Architecture even, like shooting architecture. Streets. Yeah.
Dude, if you're shooting up at a skyscraper, you can't get those Whoa. See, if I had a 70-200, I could zoom into Maggie, crisp sharp.
Well, the Chicago shot that I took down the street with the buildings, 24 to 70.
Yeah, there's certain lengths that you can get with this 24 to or the 70 to 200 that you can't get with the 24 to 70.
Yep.
On the flip side, if I'm shooting Banff,
oh yeah,
I'm not going to be using a 70 to 200.
But to be fair, I also wouldn't be using a 24 to 70.
To be fair, yes. But it's going to live on my lens. I'm going to take a couple shots with it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take a couple shots with 70-200. I think I'll have more shots with the 24 to 70 than I would with the 70 to 200.
You know what landscapes I like to take with the 70 to 200?
Yeah.
Wind blowing snow off the top of peaks.
Yes. Or
fog in the trees from above looking down.
I was shooting at the balloon races when the sunrise was coming up.
Yeah.
I just wanted the silhouettes of the mountains and the colors of the sky, which is very minimalistic of what I normally would
compared to last year with the fires.
Yes. Sucked.
Horrible.
Brutal.
Film. I shot that on film.
Low.
Oh, yeah. They came out okay, but...
Yeah, still. We're not going to go into debate of best film stocks.
Oh, I already know which one to win that one.
Yeah, Kodak Gold.
Which they don't... Well, yeah, it's very hard to make. Well, they do still make it, but... Fuji makes their... I forget which number it is now. But Kodak paid Fuji to make Kodak Gold.
Yeah.
And it's in the form of one of theirs. And it's amazing. Anyway, but anyway, I digress. Yeah.
70 to 200, I get such a variety of shots from it. But the 24 to 70, the portraits that I can get from that and the interactions I can get, I have so much control on where I can be. The 70 to 200, I'm at a distance for a while.
Oh yeah.
24 to 70, I can get in close, I can get tight, I can pull back. Weddings, I can be in tight, I can pull back.
It's really hard between the two.
It's really hard. But 24 to 70, I think is king in the zoom range.
It can be used in absolutely everything.
So much variety.
So,
yes.
24 to 70 versus the 35 millimeter.
This is the round.
I genuinely do not think that you and I are thinking the same lens right now.
We might be. I've fallen in love with. So I used to be a stan on prime lenses only.
So here's my argument.
Wait, are we gonna say our okay? So for primes, we got the 35 mil.
Yep.
As the number 1 seed. For zooms, we got the 24 to 70.
Right.
Number 1 seed. And if you didn't think that, you're wrong. I'm just kidding. No,
you weren't listening.
It was very. I mean, when we talked about this at the beginning, when we first talked about drafting lenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we both had these as the top 2 in mind.
I did. Yep.
Like the 35 mil as the perfect prime lens and the 24-70 as the perfect zoom lens.
I couldn't predict which one is going to make the final in both because I didn't know how the seed layout was going to be.
Right.
But I knew which one was going to win both for sure.
Right.
And that's also giving me time to think about which one's going to win between the two.
But pitting against each other, yeah, I know. We've been talking about this for the last, let's see, we started maybe like episode 10 to now. It's like episode 33, 4, 5, 6, 7.
34. We're almost
34.
We're almost on the first season. This is insane.
I know, this is insane. This was a fun one. This is fun.
Here's my argument here. 24-70, more bang for your buck, more versatility, more range, video and photography, right?
Yes.
Generally going to be lighter depending on which one you choose. The build quality. 24-70 is a staple in every single person's bag, no matter what you're doing, landscapes, portraits, anything like that. 35 millimeter, great at portraits. That being said, I already know which one is going to win.
It's great at portraits.
It's
very, very good at portraits.
On 3?
I think we're thinking the same.
1, 2,
24
millimeter. Oh, yeah, I knew.
What the fuck?
That's how much I love the 35 millimeter.
No shot. You
because
picked the 35.
The 35 millimeter is in the 24-70. Don't get me wrong, and it's great, and I love the 24-70. But 24-70 is such a huge thing, but nothing does portraits better than the 35 millimeter.
That's very true.
Including the 24-70 at 35, at 2.8, 35 millimeter, in my opinion, 1.4 from Sigma, still better.
But everything you said about versatility within the 24-70, I would take over one portrait.
Nope. Because if I'm doing landscapes, I can walk back a little more and get a little bit wider of a shot. Some 35s you can also get pretty close for macro stuff. That's just how old school my mentality is about 35 millimeter stuff. It's just
how often do you shoot at the 1 point? So you have the 1.4, right?
Yep.
Do you shoot at the 1.4 constant?
Especially with the A7 IV? Yeah.
With that eye tracking?
Oh, yeah. Canon EF? No. Canon EF, I shot at 2.8.
Price points?
They're
similar.
Your 35 millimeter is going to be substantially cheaper than your 24-70 GM2. That one's sitting right there, $27.99.
Yeah.
Your 35 millimeter,
Let's go 1.8. Let's go 1.2.
Well, 1.2. The 1.2 by Sigma.
Like,
the 1.2 by Sigma is $1,500. I think.
Feel like as what we're talking about, we need to go at the extremes.
Sigma 35 millimeter 1.2 arts. $1,500. So
substantially cheaper.
Like we're like
even
literally
the
half the
glass
price.
Is cheaper.
Yes. So 24-70. Again, it's priced that way because everybody uses it because it is an amazing lens. We literally are using them right now.
Everybody uses it, yeah.
But at the same time, dude, 35 is like comfort food to me. I just love it.
Right.
I mean, that's why the only non-brand lens that I've ever bought, non-native lens for every system that I've ever bought has been
Sigma 35.
a Sigma 35.
Yeah. I need to experiment with it more.
I have one.
I think I use the 24-70 so often. I get so comfortable with it that I like know it like the back of my hand. You
know what we should do? I will go to the store and borrow the 35 millimeter Sigma 1.2.
Mm-hmm.
I have the 35 millimeter 1.8 at home.
Does the 1.2 have the iris lock or no? On the Sigma glass, I don't think so, right?
It's based on the camera, but they do communicate.
Okay,
and that's why I like the 1.8. But I did use the 1.2 on a shoot that I did as well with Sierra up in the Truckee Valley.
Yeah.
But let's get Carly to model for us. Let's take pictures of both. Compare the two, the 1.8 to the 1.2. It is noticeable. I did it in the store, but I want you to see it too because I want you to be familiar with it. But if it was any other lens other than the 35 millimeter, the
24-70 all day.
But 35 to me, it's cheaper. It can be versatile too if you need to. Especially coming from Sigma, that arts glass is just crystal clear. Yeah. Build quality is amazing. They communicate. I can't, man. It's got to be 35.
I love the variety of a 24-70. Being able to just zoom and get compression from the 70 range, though, because I love to get those tight shots, especially if I'm up close with a couple and I'm getting a tight shot or I'm getting a detail shot. That zoom helps me a lot.
Yeah. No, it does.
Getting a 35 detail shot, I have to get in relatively tight to get a detail if I don't want to crop in, right? If you have a couple that's holding, let's say, they have their hand like right here and they're showing off the ring and you just want the ring, with a 35 you have to get in relatively tight.
Right.
With the 70, I can get that detail shot clean. I don't know. It's tough.
So
It's very tough.
I also want to point out another thing, and this is what I talked about before. I'm not trying to sway you. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise at all. Because I completely respect your opinion. Like I said, if it's anything other than 35, I'd have voted yours too.
Vice versa.
24
to 105? Heck no. I'm
35 mil versus 70 200, 35.
Yeah, all day.
So
this is a tight
30. So being that it is a prime lens, it is going to have less elements in it. Light quality and color quality is going to be better because it's a prime lens. It's also going to be more sharp up to the main range of the 24 to 70. So your 35 millimeter at 2.8, or sorry, at 1.4 is going to be sharper than 2.8. 35 millimeter at 1.8 is going to be sharper than a 24 to 70 and 2.8. That's just the whole point. Now, the other thing too is, so I pulled this up too just because I forgot the exact numbers. The edge sharpness of the 35 millimeter exceeds the 24 to 70 millimeter by 5 IPMMs, which, whereas a difference of 3 is noticeable. And also, chromatic aberrations are nearly non-existent on a 35 millimeter.
Which they have the Lightroom setting for it, but it still kind of exists.
Yes. If I were to just, the other thing too is like you enjoy just being able to like leave the house and like you grab your A1, right?
Yeah.
Got a 35 on it? Or you have the 50 on it?
My A1, my Canon?
Yeah.
It's the, what is on that?
Because
it's not a 35.
The 35 is on mine.
It's a zoom.
Or no, I think the 50 is on mine. I wish it was a 35.
It's some if I were to just grab, if I was to grab a film and
just have 35 just for the day to go travel, 35.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. Like it's
all
just,
day.
It's tried and true. Just 35, man. It's hard to say because I love 24 to 70 so much. Because it literally goes 35, 24 to 70, and then everything else.
See, I feel like I'm flipped.
Yeah.
I'm 24 to 70, 35, and then everything else.
Man.
So, because I love the versatility of the zoom. Like, being able to just control, like, even if I'm, let's say, you're sitting there and I have my zoom, being able to be from here to there with one turn
is huge.
And not having to move is huge.
Yeah.
And for me to shoot like 1,000 photos a session in 30 minutes, it's like I need to be here to here without having to move a lot. So I think if I were to put myself in a wedding scenario, I would rather pick a zoom. If I were to go one-on-one, I'd probably pick a 35. It really is scenario driven.
Do you want to know?
I do agree with. Yeah, it's just a very tough debate.
So the biggest reason that I chose 35, other than everything else, but I have to say like the King Kong, top of the Empire State Building, beating his chest reason why I chose 35. 35 millimeter does its job better than a 24 to 70 does, because 24 to 70 has so many jobs.
Right.
But 35 millimeter has that one job and it just crushes it.
It's
like
I agree with that, because like if for both of us being into portraits, the 35 crushes.
Oh yeah.
It is so money at portraits.
It can't be beat. I mean, the closest competition for that would be the 85. And there's a lot of contention about that. Some people love the 85, some people love 35.
Yeah, but I've read even in that contention, I would probably still use a 24 to 70 over the 85.
Yeah.
So I guess if we're just going to go back and forth, I mean, we're both going to choose these lenses. Like what I said earlier, we're probably going to build our bag right now.
Yep. Bag building. What's
bag building? Yeah. So we can agree that these are the top two. We'll flip back and forth. I think if I use the 35 more than I use the 24 to 70, it might sway me. Well, the 24 to 70 is every person that I watch on YouTube will be using these two lenses. The 35 mil, the 24 to 70, interchangeable, because they both fall in that focal range that are perfect for portraits or
videos and
video.
Yeah.
Car photography, whatever.
I'm pretty sure that the three lenses in the bag are going to be the exact same. And I'll tell you guys right now, 35 millimeter is not on that list that goes in my bag.
In your bag?
Yep. It's not in there.
Really?
So for me, the three lenses that I would choose, so I'd have two bodies out of my A7 IV and my A7R5.
Yeah.
16 and 35, 24 to 70, 70 to 200.
Wow, all zooms.
Mm-hmm.
Respectable.
It's just, I mean, I'll be able to hit anything at any time,
Yeah.
any variation.
Right.
It'll be there.
Right. I'm on a different range. I think it's because of the niche I shoot. I'm probably 35 mil, 24 to 70, and 7200. Because
you don't do nearly as much landscape.
Right. I don't
it's
need
understandable.
anything that wide.
Until you do.
Until I do.
Well, you love that 14 though.
But I use that mostly for portraits, which is
The 14?
yeah.
Oh,
I did
see.
not use that for landscape
That's my nighttime
all.
bread and butter.
Because when I shot the balloon races, I used that primarily for portraits.
Right.
Which, if you think it's weird, I'll show you a picture right here.
It's great.
Yeah. I don't primarily shoot landscape. And if I do, I think I'm more of the minimalist style where the 70 to 200 would come into play. Where I like those, like I'm just going to get the little mountain range or a detail of the building.
Yep.
I'm not shooting like vast, long exposure landscapes. Until I do.
Yep.
But I think the 24 to 70, I'm okay with having a 24.
We're gonna have to do some late night trips. In the next couple months because it's getting cold already, but the air's gonna be crisp.
I feel like it's gonna change my mind about a lot of things.
Maybe,
but
there's
think
nothing wrong with what you chose at all. Like I completely agree.
Right, and I think it's just the niches we're in. So for me to be more portrait style, couples, senior styles.
So let's leave this up
models.
to you guys then.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
So you guys in the comments or send us messages. Either one of us.
Build your perfect bag. Let us know what lenses you'd pick.
24 to 70 or 35 millimeter. Which one do you guys think would win? We obviously are very split for many reasons.
But we also agree for many
they're the
reasons.
top two.
Yeah.
So you guys can be the tiebreaker. Just like last week, did you guys guess right on which one was going to win? I have a feeling that a lot of people would have chosen the 7200 or the 24 to 70.
Yeah.
I think the prime lens one, it might have been harder for people to choose in the beginning.
I think it's because Nifty 50 was such a common name, or 85 millimeter. You have some specifics,
but somebody that just shoots only landscapes wouldn't choose a 35.
Would never.
Yeah. So
I'm curious. I'm really curious.
Yeah,
to
definitely
hear
let
what
us know.
people...
I'm genuinely curious too.
That was fun.
If you guys have any
fun.
that was good. We guys remember this is in the works since episode 3.
Yeah.
Because the episode 3 Mike took over from Aaron, and we talked about a set at my dining room table.
Yeah.
Talking about this stuff. So it's good.
24 to 70 versus 35 to mil. I felt I had that feeling that this was how it was going to end.
Yeah.
I'm surprised 35 mil.
You know what's funny?
Took the cake.
You know what's funny? Is in the beginning I was going to choose the 24 to 70. Like when I was thinking about this, like weeks leading up to this.
Same. I was on the 24. I think I just stuck with the train.
But then there's nothing wrong with that. But the more we talked about 35 millimeter, and the more I just remember how much I love that lens.
Right.
I just can't.
It is the grandfather of photography.
It is. I mean, every famous photographer you can possibly think of. Ansel Adams, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Godfather.
They shot on
landscapes.
35 millimeter film. Like
literally.
Yeah. It's hard to debate that. Like it's one of the greatest.
But it's good because even if you choose 24 to 70, 35 millimeter is in there.
Yeah.
So
not at a 1.4 though.
No, it is not.
Or 1.2.
Or 1.2. Or 8.
Anyway. Yeah, or 8. That's very true. I have no coverage on yeah. I will always get an eye and a nose in focus though.
One of the two. I can't wait for you to try my 1.8, and I can't wait for you to see how good the 1.2 is.
I can't wait to see this being like so soft and out of focus, where this is like tight and in focus. And
that's the other thing too. Like when we meet up with Carly, I'm gonna set the camera up on a tripod. I'm gonna have her lean against the wall, put her head against the wall so it doesn't move.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go to 1.2, and I'm gonna show you in camera in real time before I even take a picture how quick that fall up is between her eyelashes and her eyes.
Yeah.
That's it. And she doesn't have like huge scoop eyelashes either, guys. She has like normal cowgirl.
Yeah, you saw her last week or 2 weeks ago.
You guys have seen her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that was awesome.
We made it.
A roller coaster ride. Thank you guys for finally able to do this. It's super awesome,
dude. It's fun.
And we are coming up on the last 14 episodes.
14. No. Let's see. What's 52 minus 34?
So 10. So it's only 10, 50. What? Sorry.
52 minus 34.
I was just doing it the other way. Like, because
Oh.
it was 52, and then you drop down 12 goes to 40, and then 5 episodes. So 15.
Do math your white way, and then
I do. 15 episodes left.
Yeah.
Right? 34?
No, it's
No.
going to be an even number, my
It is
guy.
going to be an even number. So 52 minus 12 puts you at 40. And then 4, yeah, so
I'll let you do the
so
math.
14. 14 episodes left. Well, that's what I said in the first place is 14. Then you have me question myself.
14
and I'm horrible
plus
at math.
34 is not 52.
8.
Yeah,
it's not
18 episodes left.
No
my guy.
way.
34 plus
less than that, isn't it?
18.
Hold on. Everybody's judging right now. Look, I never claimed to be a smart person, okay? Just
Yeah,
gonna
we
throw
have
that out there.
18 episodes.
17.
If we're not
52,
okay, fine,
minus
whatever.
35, 17.
35 millimeter left.
We're just going to go ahead and call it even because we're both wrong.
Yeah, we'll call the next episode 35 mil because we made it.
What if we change the name of like the episodes now? Like, this is 24 to 105 to life. Right? All right, well, now that everybody's laughed at my horrible look, Cherry, if you ever listen to this, you're the only reason I graduated high school with a decent score in math, and I appreciate that you helped me with that a lot. Math is hard, man. It's not my thing. And I don't know if I told you guys this before. When I first started getting in photography, I was like, because a high school teacher, Mr. Allender, he's like, yeah, make sure you guys pay attention. You're going to need this later in life. Everybody's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to need it. Then we get to college, and guess what? You need the math to graduate college.
Yep.
But then the college teacher was like, oh, you know, pay attention. You're going to need this later in life. I'm like, I'm about to be a photographer. I don't need to know math. Wrong.
We talked about this before.
Wrong on multiple
There's a lot of math.
levels. Oh. All right. Anyway, made it this far. Proud of you. Thank you. Notice that Maggie behaved more this time. I think it's because she finally got tuckered out. But my arm, like,
dude, she's comfortable on your back.
Like, she's been, yeah.
The wandered bag support.
She's come a long way from being in heat.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for paying attention. Appreciate it. We have 17 episodes left.
17 episodes left.
And
I
the
hope you
season's
enjoyed
done.
this little draft.
Me too. If you guys have any other ideas for something like this, please let us know. We enjoyed coming up with this. It took us a few weeks, but it was good.
You want us to compare like camera bodies and whatnots?
How about brands?
We're alpha, bro.
Yeah, we are.
You already know what's at the bottom.
Nikon. Actually, you know what? Kodak.
Damn potato.
Kodak.
Well,
Kodak made one of the first digital cameras ever, and then they said, "Oh, it's not going to catch on," and
this will be fun.
It.
Look at this thing.
I know. We need to find.
We need to find the chargers.
So we're gonna do a competition with these. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take a bunch of pictures, and then we're gonna just kind of edit them. And
I gotta make sure I can find a memory card for this though.
hold on, how many megapixels is yours?
5.
14.
That's fun. I have a Leica. I can cheat.
Leica?
Yeah.
Like a what?
I don't remember.
Like a Nikon? Like a Canon?
Stupid ass.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
So are we? Yeah.
What's next week? Next week I think
We might have a guest next week.
we might
Sure.
not.
Well, because 2 of your friends wanted to come, and we weren't able to do them.
Yeah, she's busy with other shoots right now. She's traveling the world.
Good for her.
She's another.
Well, it's her and Callie. I mean, they're friends. They shoot
Yeah.
together.
They're similar bodies.
You and I really need to shoot more together.
Yeah.
I wish I could have gone to the freaking barrel race or the
Balloon races.
You should come to one of the soccer games. Don't hang out.
Yeah.
There's one this Sunday.
It'll be fun.
Are you off on Sunday? Oh, family reunion.
No, I have a family reunion. Yeah.
Lame.
That's not lame.
I wasn't even invited.
You were. Technically.
Yeah. I was like,
on a business. On a business
on
side.
a business side. We're brothers. It counts.
Yeah.
I'll come crash that.
Well, we'll get some more. And it's fun to just have us two, but guests are also fun.
I agree.
A couple more.
We're having a lot of fun catching up and everything. I hope you guys are still enjoying it. Our ratings are still going up. The numbers of downloads are still going up. We still have 6 people that automatically download every episode as soon as it hits. Yep.
We're at 35 subscribers.
Exactly. We are. Yes, YouTube. We hit 35.
Hit
it's huge. 35 is really good.
35 is a great number.
Now, a lot of you are like, oh, 35. Ooh, 35. Like a lot of people, like my personal YouTube has like hundreds. Okay, that's great. Proud of you. But we're not in this for the numbers. And honestly, we wouldn't even care if anybody actually listened. It's just something fun for us to do. So the fact that there are 35 people that listen to our videos and we're almost at 1,000 downloads for the podcast itself.
And I think I'll be catching up on the videos. Now that I'm on a normal schedule, the videos will be coming out more frequently. I know the last upload was like probably 3 weeks. I'm going to try to cut them down to be weekly.
Sweet.
But
you got your workflow going and stuff. Yeah.
We've built a collective episode bank
to
cover us for a little bit. So
Well, the
We will
last
be
one that just
taking-
came out was Bryce's, right?
Yeah, on the YouTube.
And
but
then
I
Patrick's
have
gonna come out.
Patrick's coming up, and
Yep.
then I'll have a couple more.
Sweet. Patrick's
So-
very excited. He wants to come back
Yeah.
on the show again too.
When this comes out, I think on audio, I'm hoping to be caught up on the video,
You have 7 days.
but it's gonna be a while.
You have 7 days.
No, because
have a family reunion
still
too,
have,
so.
we still have Kyle's second episode that
Yeah.
needs to come out.
Nope. Came out yesterday.
Oh dang!
You have 7
I
days.
do
on.
have 7 days to catch up. On how many videos? A lot. So well, we'll see. Oh, I'll have a month to catch up. We'll be taking a month off.
Yeah. A month?
Soon? No, not a month. How many? How
I'm
long
just
are you
gone
out
for the 1 week.
Oh, I thought it was longer.
Mm-mm.
Wait,
Wait, hold on. I have to do math real quick before I say this out loud. Okay, I'm actually going to tell you off camera this cool story because
That's fine. I really have to go pee. So let's
it should be
close
okay.
it
but I'll
out.
tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
close
you
it
guys
out.
made it this far. The only reason we're ending this amazing episode is because Mike has to pee because he has a bladder the size of an acorn. But
Get out of here.
you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate
That's
it. We'll
fun.
see you guys next week.
Bye.